Orlando, a Cox Media Group station. ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Dave Mager. Rainouts in the Bronx. The Yankees and Royals will play tomorrow. Aaron Judge on the DL with a broken wrist suffered last night. Manager Aaron Boone says it's realistic. He'll be back in 3 weeks. Twins, Red Sox at Fenway, scoreless in the third. Chris Sale, 1 run allowed this month. Reds lead the Phillies 1-0 in the third. Eugenio Suarez, a home run, is 24th. He has 79 RBIs. The Phillies get second baseman Asdrubal Cabrera from the Mets for a double-A pitcher. Mets lead the Pirates 3-2 in the third. Washington 4, Miami 0 in the fourth. Juan Soto homers for the third straight game. Hall of Fame weekend inductee Chipper Jones still productive.
You want to talk about nerve-wracking. My induction is Sunday, and my wife is due with our 7th boy on Monday. I tried to get her to stay home because I was, nervous about everything that's going to be going on here to begin with. And, I was nervous about her traveling up here, certainly nervous about her traveling back. Hopefully, little Cooper decides that he wants to be a couple days late and waits till we get back to Atlanta.
Cooper. Football, no deal yet for Jets rookie quarterback Sam Darnold. He missed the first training camp practice. 13th year Tennessee tight end Delaney Walker gets a 2-year deal through 2020. Chargers D-back Jason Verrett out for the year with a torn Achilles. Nick Saban, 1-year extension at Alabama. The coach is signed through 2025, averaging $9.3 million per year. Crimson Tide, of course, has won 4 of the last 7 national titles.
Hey, it's Stugotz. Join us Monday. We'll have the funniest thing from the sports weekend, plus I'll have my weekend observation. That is Monday on the Dan Le Batard Show with me, Stugotz, on ESPN Radio.
What's going on, everybody? Hello, and welcome to the Kevin Sutton Show on ESPN 580 Orlando, where we definitely bring the action and, of course, we bring the nonsense. You can catch us Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 p.m. and 24/7 at kevinsuttonshow.com. And don't forget to like us on all social media aspects. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all under the username Kevin Sutton Show. And, of course, don't forget to download our podcast. That's iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, even Google Play Music. That's right, folks. I'm Dr. Phil. I'll be holding down for a little bit. And the person that I have in the studio today, I'm going to try this again with one of these stick quotes here. Some say that he can actually taste the rainbow. Nicky Football! What's up, man?
Have not tasted the rainbow.
No?
No.
I'm trying here. I'll hit a home run one of these days.
I've seen sounds, but I have not tasted the rainbow, unfortunately.
Do you even like Skittles?
Yeah, they're not bad.
No, that's not bad. I don't like the super fruity. I don't know. I can't eat that.
More of an M&M's guy than a Skittles guy.
Yeah, me too.
It's a pick-a-side discussion there.
Yeah.
Skittles or M&M's, and I'm an M&M's guy.
Have you? Well, obviously you're playing M&M, but
that's right. That's right. Look what I did there.
Have you ever been to one of the parties where they actually like mix them both as like a joke?
No, but those people can go to hell,
dude. Yes, like that is literally the worst thing where you're like about to eat something and you're expecting a completely different flavor. Yeah. Well, guys, happy Friday. It is Friday. Hope you guys are preparing to have a awesome weekend as I'm preparing to go to work after here, but I'll have a good weekend myself. But hey, Nick, there was some breaking news. It may have been 2 hours ago when I saw it.
Yeah.
But what's up with Des Bryant and tweeting all this crap about Jerry Jones and the Cowboys?
Well, I guess
Did you hear about this?
Des Bryant is trying to get signed by Cleveland, or at least he's in conversations with the Browns. He's supposed to go meet with them. But yeah, I guess on Twitter or something like that today, he blamed his struggles, his kind of tough season last year on play calling, and then said that the team's linebacker and one of their offensive linemen conspired to get him thrown off the team.
Now, how would an
I have no idea.
O-lineman actually have the power to conspire against probably, he's what, the the second best player in the team?
Well, he wasn't, though, last year. Sean
No.
Lee is the linebacker he's talking about, and Sean Lee is one of the better players on that team, though he's long in the tooth, too. I don't know. This sounds kind of ridiculous to me for Des Bryant to make those claims, but there are many people that are more familiar with the Dallas Cowboys, that team and that locker room, that maybe there is some credence to this. That being said, for a guy who's on the eve of meeting with a new team, throwing your old team under the bus is probably not the best look.
That's not a good move, right?
It's not a good look. Not a good look for Des Bryant.
Are you a proponent for burning bridges, or do you kind of
No,
never burn a bridge? Even if the relationship has gone sour, you still you never say to burn a bridge.
No, I never think it's smart. Someone tell me when that worked out for them. When was that a good move to go out and kind of burn a bridge? And you never know when another opportunity is going to come along where you're going to need that person or something. So
yeah.
I never feel like that's a good idea.
So I'm going to actually read the tweet. I'm not going to read the things that I can't say.
Yeah, don't do that.
But it says, here we go with that scapegoat bleep. I charged everything to the game and went the other way. Y'all know what the real problem is. Don't put it on me with that bull crap. Garbage play calling. Everybody lined up in the same spot for 17 weeks. So I mean,
why did other guys have a good season then, Des?
Yeah. So the Browns, though.
By the way, how did the play calling change from 2 years ago to last year?
Yeah, I was going to ask you what actually changed then.
Well, I mean, Zeke Elliott missed 6 games. That was a lot of it. That team was 13-3 2 years ago and went 9-7 last year. Still had a pretty good year. They just Dak Prescott hit a sophomore slump. They lost Ezekiel Elliott for 6 games, and Zeke kind of makes Dak. That offensive line was the best in football 2 years ago, and they've taken a couple of steps back now, though still will be very good. It's just kind of, it's football. Sometimes you have a good season, sometimes you don't, just based upon the schedule. Des Bryant, he isn't worth what he was getting paid. That's why the team cut him.
Well, somebody who's having a good season so far, I got Myra with the ladies' point of view.
I'm late. Oh, man, it's tough out there. And you know what happened is Big Kevin was supposed to be with us, and then he found out he had to go to the hospital to do the daddy class.
He had a daddy class?
Yes.
He told me he was going to be here.
I know. He told me, and we found out at 6 o'clock, and we had to rush. That's why I'm late.
Wow.
Yes, but hey, it's great to be here. Amazing. I missed last night. Sorry, but I was at another political event.
You were out saving the world.
Well, no, I'm not saving the world. That's too kind. But I won another straw poll last night.
That's good.
Yes.
How many straws did they give you?
None.
Oh, it's not like a pick.
No, it's not like
the
that.
Myron straw?
They call it a straw poll because you go and you vote. It's like I guess you would say like electing.
Okay.
Like it's like the ballots,
all right,
and everybody votes who's there,
yeah.
And then they announce the winners at the end of the night.
Oh.
And I won.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Were you there super late?
Yeah, I was there from 4 o'clock till 8:30. And then Faith was out saving the world on her own, making phone calls to voters, telling them to vote for mom, for their mom. Yeah, for her mom.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So got to put the team
28th.
to work. It's 4.5 weeks away, man. And it's been really cool because absentee ballots, which is when you vote by mail, have gone out. They went out yesterday. Everyone got them. Yeah. And people have been calling me like, hey, I just voted for you. So it's really cool. It's starting, all of our hard work is starting to come to light.
Nick, I don't think you noticed this, but we actually tagged your car with it's all Meyer Uribe.
Did
magnets.
you?
Yeah.
Hey, my magnets are popular now because people always, it's so funny. You don't even realize when you have magnets because I've had them now on for 2 months.
Yeah.
And people are look at it and they're
give
me a thumbs up. And I'm like, it's me. And I wave. And Faith is always like, why are you doing that? That's so embarrassing, Mom. She hates it.
She better get used to it.
She's a teenager,
Yeah.
She hates it. She's like, man, sometimes when people call, they're so mean.
Yeah.
Because she's like, hi, my mom's running for county commissioner. My name's Faith. And they're like, what do you want?
Yeah. What are you selling?
What do you want?
Well, we were discussing Des Bryant. He got a little bit of a Twitter tirade about his former team, the Cowboys, and pretty much blaming everybody else for their failures too. And me and Nick were talking about the Browns, though. They're the only team that was ever interested in him, though, because I would think he's better than that.
There was interest from the Baltimore Ravens, and
I was
trying to remember if he turned the contract down, if there was ever a real option. Yeah, there's a little bit of that with Dez. I mean, when has there never been ego with Dez Bryant? And some of it is valid, some of it is not. But He needs to decide, the first thing was he only wanted to play in the NFC East. He wanted to play against the Cowboys twice. Then it was, he only wants teams that are going to make the playoffs. That was earlier this week. Now it's the Cleveland Browns.
That's nowhere near that happening.
So, I
lowered
think
expectations.
Well, that's self-explanatory, right? I don't think there's much of a market for a wide receiver who's really probably about a number 3 wide receiver who thinks he's a 1, wants to be paid as a 1, and brings the attitude of a 1.
What kind of contract did he have? Was it because I know everybody was complaining about their pay, especially Julio Jones. He was trying to hold out.
Yeah, good for you, Julio.
Was Dez Bryant making more than Julio or no?
Last year? I don't think he did last year. No, Julio Jones is still, even with his contract now, not renegotiated, was the 8th highest paid wide receiver in the league. So let's see. I'm trying to remember.
Who's number 1,
exactly.
Brown?
I think Antonio Brown is. I'll ask the question back to you. Who was the last wide receiver to sign a contract? That's how it works.
It
might have been.
They all
Brandon
moved the
Cooks.
markers. They all moved the markers like that.
Yeah,
I remember you were telling us that. I think last year, especially
that's how it works.
The quarterbacks as well. They kind of wait and see how this guy did it, and then they match that or go up from that.
So right now it's Antonio Brown. Is this as of 2018? I think it is. Yeah. Antonio Brown's the highest paid wide receiver. He's making $17 million a year. Mike Evans is number 2 with the Bucs, $16.5. DeAndre Hopkins behind him at $16.2. Julio Jones is, as I said, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Yeah, 8. At $14.25, and I think that 14. He was making about 15 last year. So, that's the thing. Now, where was Dez Bryant on this list? What was Dez making last year? No, I don't. I think he's not on here because he got cut.
If he didn't make,
well, he got cut. So that's the thing. But I'll look at what he was making last season, but I'm not sure.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, let's hit that up when we get back.
And can we also do a follow-up on wrestling?
Yes, I have
No.
I have
that wasn't
a couple
a question
of.
to you. That was
I didn't
Phil.
think it was.
I have a couple of follow-up stuff too, especially with their Q1 earnings have been released.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Hey, this is the Kevin Sutton Show. This is the crew holding it down. We're going to be right back. Much more to come. KevinSuttonShow.com.
Giving you everything you could ever ask for in a radio show. You're listening to The Kevin Sutton Show on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Oh, yeah, because we just give and give and give.
Yeah.
Yes.
And take. I mean, what?
This is the Kevin Sutton Show coming back to you live, loud, and proud here at ESPN 580 Orlando. This is the crew holding it down because Kevin's out saving the world, doing the daddy thing.
One at a time.
Yeah. But we have lots to talk about on this Friday night as it's cloudy and rainy. So by the time
I just heard some thunderclap.
Oh yes, and we want to remind our listeners the Kevin Sutton Show is proudly brought to you by Cruz and Pascara, PA, your personal injury attorneys. That's right. If you've been in a slip and fall, car accident, hit and run, whatever the case, Cruz and Pascara, they are a full service law firm. That's right, full service. Give them a call at 407-841-0200. Cruz and Pascara, where you're not just a client, you're family. And tell them the Kevin Sutton Show sang it. Man, that's a code word. Yeah. Man.
Hey, Nick, did you find where he was on that list, or even if he was?
He was not on that list because he's been cut.
Yeah.
Des Bryant's contract was 5 years and $70 million.
Okay.
That he signed back in 2015. So he made it 2015, 16, 17, 18, 3 years into that season, into that contract.
Gotcha. Well, someone else who's got into some little bit of not trouble.
Not me.
But
Kevin?
Yes. Not our Kevin.
Not our Kevin, but another Kevin.
Kevin Durant.
Oh.
What's that issue with him and the dude's podcast about him, the dude from the Blazers? McCollum, right?
Yeah, CJ McCollum.
Yeah, what happened? What happened with that?
Did he gas up Kevin Durant?
No. Well, apparently, I think I'm making this wrong. So, Nick, please correct me if I'm incorrect with something here, okay?
Do you know what he's talking about, Nick?
Yes.
Okay.
He was on the dude's podcast. Dude, he had his own podcast, and after that, I guess CJ McCollum was talking crap about Durant.
Okay.
After he left.
Hating, right?
And then so Durant clapped back at him and was like, dude, I was there. Why don't you talk about that stuff while I was there?
Ooh.
And especially your team is sorry, so you can't really say anything.
Yeah.
So am I on
Yeah, you're close.
the cusp there?
Yeah, you're close
Okay,
enough.
will you enlighten us, Nick, a little bit more?
So, kind of what happened was, Durant went on CJ McCollum's podcast, and
Everybody's
CJ
got
plays for
the Trailblazers.
Okay.
So the entire time, Durant kind of was bleep talking the Trailblazers. Now, he was making fun of them and kind of saying, like, you guys know you're never going to win a title, basically. You're not going to. That group's not going to because we're in the Western Conference, and you're not going to beat us, and you guys aren't that good. So, CJ,
And by the way, Toronto's the one that choked against Cleveland, right?
Toronto did.
Toronto,
but he's talking about
this is Portland.
Portland. Oh, okay.
This is
okay.
Portland, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So what happened was CJ McCollum was asked about Des Bryant by someone on Twitter, and he basically said, well, I mean, I wouldn't trash Kevin Durant, but that's because KD knows the move he made to Golden State was soft. That's what he said.
Ooh.
And the rest of the tweet kind of escapes me, but you know, that's what it was. It was he said the move was soft. It's kind of like when you and your brother get jumped by a gang, and then 2 months later, you join the gang and you forget about your brother and your buddies. So that was what he said. And then Durant clapped back and said, I was just on your bleeping podcast. You're a snake in the grass, basically. So that was the back and forth between the two guys.
Okay.
I'm telling you. Where's the Bravo channel? You better listen up, man. You better get this NBA offseason as a reality show.
I'm telling you, and it's always the ones that are, well, first of all, I don't know. Kevin Durant's kind of, I don't know. He's kind of.
Is he still your favorite player? Because I see some of his past couple off seasons has been kind of weird.
I know. That's where I'm getting at. And I'm very loyal.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I have not jumped on that LeBron thing that you guys all do, right? So
We have a problem.
I am pretty consistent. Boom, 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 and but Katie, I've seen him change.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the rings, the girls, the money. I mean, what is it?
I don't know, man.
Don't let me change. When I
No.
become elected, don't let me change.
You're gonna be the queen pen.
I won't be the lady's point of view. I'll be the queen point of view.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I'm kidding.
You'll have to be talking with your pinky up the whole time. Nah.
But I'm serious. It's like, you can't let what goes around you change who you are.
Yeah.
And I've kind of seen that. And it actually, the irony when we were talking about Steph Curry the other day, actually, I have a lot of respect for him because he is still that humble guy. And this guy has 3 rings.
3, yes.
3. And here he is doing Family Feud, and he's hyping his wife up and his mom and stuff. That's cool.
Yeah.
You don't forget where you come from. And I don't know if Kevin Durant just struggled so much. Now he's like, I'm on top. You can't touch me. We've beat LeBron twice. I don't know.
I really don't know. Like, I really don't know what the issue is.
Do you
with
kind
him.
of see where we're going with this, Nick? I mean, have you sensed his change of, like, not personality, but persona?
No. Yeah, both.
Personality,
Both.
man.
I mean, I think so. I mean, Kevin Durant, the way I heard it put, I thought it was perfectly. At one point, Kevin Durant had the media and fans kind of eating out of his hand. You remember back in Oklahoma City doing the whole MVP speech. You the real MVP. Russ, you're going to get one of these. He's got the Kevin Durant Steakhouse there in Oklahoma City. And then he made the decision that he had the right to make. He jumped to Golden State. And it's kind of like KD's attitude is like, okay, everyone's out to get me now. He's got to prove.
So his little paranoia?
Well, it's not paranoia. It's more just like, all right, well, I want to prove I'm a great basketball player. But no one's contesting that he's not a great basketball player. They just don't like the move that he made. And fans cannot like it. They'll get over it at some point. But Kevin Durant seems to want to fight everybody that questions him every single time. And I'm cool with him tweeting CJ McCollum and kind of being like, hey, dude, bleep off.
Which account did he use?
It was the burner account thing. That plays into it, too. But I don't have a problem with him going at one of his colleagues if he wants to do that. My problem is when he wants to tweet every Tom, Dick, and Harry, some 22-year-old dude or 15-year-old kid that wants to yell about his game on Twitter. Like, that's beneath him as a top 5 NBA player and one of the greatest basketball players of all time.
So when you're a celebrity and you get hundreds and hundreds, maybe even thousands of tweets directed at you per day. Now, being a celebrity, you have the option to not see those that at you, okay? Unless they have, let's say, a blue check, like Nick has.
Nick has a blue check?
Yes, he has a blue check. So my question is Kevin Durant, is he vanity searching himself? Because there are so many people that either talk crap or talk great about him, and he'd be blind to it unless he's searching his own name. So is he looking himself up on Twitter?
Well, he's tagged in all this stuff, so he's checking his mentions.
Yeah, and let me just say, I mean, I'm nowhere near that, right? But being now that I've gotten more political and more in the spotlight, I guess you would say, people come at me like way different than if I wasn't in the field that I was in.
What are you going to do about the potholes on Orange Avenue?
No, seriously, like, what's your stance on this? I want you to be public on that. What do you feel about that? And I'm like, how do you just come up to me like that? You don't know me. How do you talk to me? Now, I'm not even a 10th of a second of a 10th of what Kevin Durant is, okay?
All right.
So you can imagine, and a lot of, these celebrities get obsessed with that. Yeah. They do. I mean, look what happened to Demi Lovato.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when you talk about you've got everything in the palm of your hand and you let the stresses of everything around you
get to you.
So
are we witnessing let's say a de-evolution of Kevin Durant? Is this going to actually change his legacy?
No,
you don't think so?
No, I don't think anyone's gonna. When we use the word legacy, I think what people forget to do is think about it 5 years after he retires, 10 years after he retires, and the story changes a lot. Kind of like when you look back at a relationship, you usually only remember the good times.
Stuff. That's it.
So when we talk about Kevin Durant, we'll mention him leaving Oklahoma City, the 2 finals MVPs, whatever he does going forward, being one of the greatest scorers in NBA history, and then probably like a sentence in there will be like, what about that social media stuff? Yeah, that was weird, wasn't it? But this will not be the headline.
So this is more like a little pocket.
But let me tell you, the moment he gets married and starts having a family too, it gets to a different level too.
He's not married?
I think he is, yeah.
Is he married?
I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, if he isn't, it wouldn't surprise me. But
I didn't think he was.
See, that's the lady's point of view. You realize that if he ain't got a woman near him, he's he's been wrangled in.
He's probably stepped away from his mom's side. I'm sure she's not as involved with him.
Very involved.
Really, still?
She was on the court when he won the finals and hugged him and all that.
But
stuff.
I'm saying,
like,
close. On the day to day of like him acting like that, she's not saying, "Hey, Kevin, just slow it down, pump the brakes." Yeah. Pump the brakes a little, Kevin. Yeah, you're not gonna let this get to you. Come on, you're up here. You gonna let this down here come up to you?
Yeah.
Because that's all he's doing. He's validating everyone below him.
Right. When you respond to stuff like that, you're either getting down on their level or you're raising them up to yours, which doesn't make any sense because people talk crap about us all the time.
All the time. Kevin actually he laughs at stuff when people talk about him. He's gotten good at letting it roll off his back. Me, I'm a little bit more sensitive. I've gotten a little bit better. But Kevin, I'm surprised that,
Kevin Durant or our Kevin?
Kevin Durant.
Okay.
His mama's not like Kevin.
Maybe she is and he's just not listening.
So Durant's not married. I thought he was married.
I told you. I would have known that. Come on,
yeah, Myra knows.
I'm the lady's point of view. I know he's single. Not that I'm looking. It's not like that. But I'm just saying. No. I know who's married. I know who's single.
Yeah.
But it's like Curry. I mean, you see him with his little girls. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Come on, that infamous moment when he had her on the press conference.
Yeah.
And we got cousin Jay actually, who is going to be talking to us when we get back from break. Just hold on. This is the Kevin Sutton Show and the crew, Dr. Phil. We'll be right back.
Warning. You are listening to the Kevin Sutton Show on ESPN 580 Orlando. You have been warned.
You know what time it is. Radio.
Danger! It's lightning outside.
Let your shoulders shake with that.
Run!
Get on the floor.
Get cover.
The feeling right here.
Nick, you actually probably scared somebody with playing that one because, tornado watch or something.
He's not listening. He's doing his own thing. Hey, this is the Kevin Sutton Show. Enjoy that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We've been talking a lot of things tonight. Talked about my boy KD. I had to come out and be real about him. Still got love for him.
Yeah.
I'm not jumping on no LeBron bandwagon.
That's
nope.
Cool.
Nipping out. No. The only way I maybe like LeBron, I mean, and I just can't even like him that way, it would be if he and I met and he impressed me. He'd have to impress me. Because right now, the little bit that I've seen him live.
What impresses Myra? I mean, you've done everything on your own.
Being human. Not ignoring little kids. That's like one of my things. I have 2 things that can really pull my string. Old people and little kids.
All right.
You know, like any of those two can pull my string. And when I saw him, like just ignore that little kid who just was beaming. It just like killed it for me. Yeah. But you know, in a minute we've got to do some follow up WWE. Okay. You know, talk money, and I gotta find out what's going on with Cena. Yeah. Really. I
got some info for you.
You know, but we got Jay on the line. Jay, what's up?
Cousin Jay.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on?
Oh man, we just talking. Did you hear our segment about KD, Kevin Durant?
I did. I actually wanted to chime in a little bit because KD, he's actually my favorite player.
Oh, there you go.
I was a little freaked out when, you know, the whole Twitter clapbacks was going on and the burner accounts and everything, but I took a step back and I thought about it.
All right.
We all have our little weird things that we like to do in our spare time, and we all have our own little vices. Mm-hmm. KD's thing just happens to be responding to every person on the planet.
But Jay, is he kind of getting obsessed with it because he seems to be taking it personal? Every time he responds, it's like you're talking about his mom or something, and it's not even like that.
Yeah.
This is the thing. I think it's only a problem if it affects you from doing what you do best. And I don't know if y'all seen the last two finals, but I don't think it's a problem for him at all.
No, you just heard me. I love Kevin Durant. I met him in 2012. I was so impressed with him. He was just such a gentleman and just really humble. And my whole point was, it's just not the same Kevin Durant that was in Oakland. Mm-hmm. And you would almost think that he went to L.A. the way he acts.
Well, I heard him in an interview recently where he told somebody, I can't remember who it was, he said that the guy that was in OKC was actually a phony. He was trying to keep up this prestigious image, but the guy that you see now that is pretty much, you know, transparent is really him. And he's comfortable in his own skin now, so he's comfortable saying how he feels and clapping back at people and whatever else it may be.
So okay, hold.
This is breaking news here. I didn't know that.
So he is telling us now that the nice guy who went out in his community after the tornadoes hit
was Michael Jackson, Pretty Young Thing, but now this is bad.
Passing out water and being loved by a whole town was a fake.
Well, no. All the charitable work.
Jay, come on, Jay.
All that's genuine. He still does a lot of that. That's genuine. But just as far as like biting his tongue and, you know, just trying to be Mr. Clean Cut, that wasn't really him.
But, you know, that's called class, right? You know, I'm always telling Faith there's class and trash. You know, you can go from trashy to classy or classy to trashy, where you want to be. Mm-hmm. And I've always thought of Kevin Durant as a very classy guy. You know, and I just don't even think that you always got to just be that open. Some things, you know, I have to bite my tongue a lot. Yeah. We do. You know, like we were just saying, we get people saying comments all the time, but are we going to lower ourselves to them, or are we going to legitimize them and bring them up to our level? And that's where I think Kevin Durant can, you know, just slow down a little.
Cousin Jay, let me ask you a question. You said that Kevin Durant is your favorite player, and what would it take for someone that we like a lot for us to not like them anymore? Is it something borderline criminal, or like what would it take for us to not like them anymore?
Like domestic violence, cheating? I don't like cheating.
Yeah, it got to be like extreme because, like I said, we all have our own little things that we like our own skeletons that we keep hidden in our closet. So I'm not here to judge, but something like extreme, like, you know, R. Kelly type levels.
R. Kelly will forever be in a totally different level of himself. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't
start going in that realm, then I can't really mess with you.
All right, Jay, we got you. I mean, KD's still my man. I mean, he hasn't done nothing, you know, horrible. I just wish he would just take the high road sometimes.
Yeah.
You know.
I actually have a bigger conflict with KD, with him being my favorite player. But I'm actually a Lakers fan, and now LeBron is on the Lakers. So I don't know what to do.
Dump the Lakers. That's what you do.
Well, you're gonna have a good Western Conference final, maybe, if they make it.
I'm sure. Well, I think it will be. Well, I don't know about year one, but we'll see how it goes. All right, Jay. Thanks for calling in. Always welcome on the show. You know.
All right, no problem. And Shark Week is amazing, Kevin.
All right, Jay. Man, see,
he's responding because I was talking crap about Shark Week last night.
I know. I saw the message. But anyways, let's go into WWE.
Yes.
I'm all caught up in Total Bellas. Okay.
Well,
the season
had their last
finale.
episode. So
it's coming up this weekend, and it hasn't played yet.
So did she already move her stuff out?
I didn't even know that was happening.
Okay.
I just felt like, you know what? I feel like John Cena said, "I'll take the heat. Throw it on me because I dumped you."
Okay.
Where are we at? Tell me the truth.
Nikki Bella moved out.
She did.
Yeah, it's over.
Wedding's over.
Wedding's over. Everything's over. I guess she had an epiphany that this is it. This is it. Do you think? Let me ask you. Do you think this was a control thing? Because, John Cena said he didn't want to do this stuff to begin with. To begin with.
Right. He didn't want to get married.
He didn't want to get married. He didn't want to have kids. Then, she kept they were together. She kept on and on. And then he's like, okay, maybe let's go ahead and get married. And then, okay, now I'll give you kids. Do you think this may have been a control issue? And then she just realized, okay, this isn't happening with him.
Well, I got to tell you, and ladies, this is where I'm very honest. He told you on day 1.
Yeah.
Okay. He didn't tell you on day 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
He told you on day 1, I'm never getting married again, and I'm not having any kids. Now, the irony in all of this, I bet you the next girl he meets, he'll marry and have 3 kids.
That's how it kind of goes.
Lance Armstrong did that. Remember when he was dating the singer Sheryl Crow? No kids. That's it. Boom. His next wife, kids. So. But she tried to convince him to change that. She wanted something out of him. And she even said, like a stupid person would, I can change him. But
that's the number one mistake.
If you meet someone ready to change them, get out.
Yeah.
It'll eventually blow up. It'll either eventually blow up as the marriage goes along or when the kids are grown.
Yeah. Well, she left the contract on the table. Got her U-Haul and got out of there.
That's the finale?
Yep.
Did you watch it?
Maybe.
I didn't see it. Did it air already?
I have inside information.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I'm actually glad that he didn't marry her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it would have just ended. It would have ended poorly.
Yeah, and I think he was giving in too much.
Mm-hmm.
But he was willing to walk away.
Yeah.
Like when they had that moment where they were split.
Yeah.
She was chasing him. She was like, where's he at? She's watching him during WrestleMania, all that kind of stuff. Girl, let it go. I think he was attracted to her.
Mm-hmm.
I think he really loved her.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I guess you would say mentally or, intellectually, I don't think they were at the same level.
No. I mean, John Cena's a robot.
John Cena's really smart, though. For real. He knows a lot.
Yeah.
And he's very articulate, and he knows Mandarin. And, I mean,
he does know Mandarin.
He's a smart guy. And I just kind of... but they always say marry someone that's not like you.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Look what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nick,
do you believe that?
What's that?
Marry someone who's not like you. Are you and your girl very different?
Extremely.
That's great.
See, that's what works.
That's what works. Look at Kevin, man. Kevin and I are like nothing alike.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, you're both tall.
No. I mean, he likes to party. I like to chill.
Yeah.
He likes, he doesn't like politics. I love politics.
It's the yin and yang.
It is.
It's the yin and yang. And so that's what works. But I think with John Cena and Nikki Bella,
he's dirty, I'm clean.
It was too much of a difference, maybe. Too much.
I think they both
because
compromised.
I feel like Nikki Bella wanted to be a Kardashian. And I feel like John Cena, he didn't really want anything to do with that.
Well, and we know the backstory of Nikki Bella.
Yeah.
Okay. And to see her now where she's all classy and not trashy.
Yeah.
When they even show videos of like going back of some of the stuff she used to do when it was what was it, Brie? Something Brie, they'd call Brie and Bella.
Brie mode.
Brie mode.
Yeah.
Brie mode. And Brie's another one.
Yeah.
I mean, we know about her and now she's all saint-like.
Hippie. Yeah.
So I just think it's interesting. I mean, be who you are.
Yeah.
Be who you are. Do we have fact or fiction?
We do not. We have likely or unlikely.
Yay!
Yes.
I love games. Hey, This is the Kevin Sutton Show. We're doing what we do. We'll be right back. It's likely or not likely or unlikely. How's it go?
Likely or unlikely?
Likely or unlikely?
Seek shelter. It's storming outside.
Yes. Well, did you hear the trickle when we were on the air? All right. We'll be right back.
Winning at pretty much everything except sports radio. Winning. Winning. You're listening to the Kevin Sutton Show on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Everybody hands go up, and they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Up, down, up, down. 'Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there.
Kevin Sutton Show. We are back. It is Friday night. The crew is holding it down.
Holding it down.
You know how we do what we do. We get to do our own opinion without Kevin chiming in. That's always a blast. But, you know, we want to tell you the Kevin Sutton Show is proudly brought to you by Cruz and Pascara, your personal injury attorneys. We call them your I-4 lawyers. That's right, because you know what? You could already have a case going on, and you wonder if they're doing everything they can to make sure you get, covered. Well, Cruz and Pascara, they offer free case evaluation. Free, no strings attached. You don't have to leave your lawyer. They're just going to look over your case, make sure everything's going smooth, and if it's not, they're going to give you a little hint. Mm-hmm. That's Cruz and Pascara, PA, your personal injury attorneys, as we call them, our family, because they're your family, too. Give them a call at 407-841-0200. Winning at everything, except radio. Is that what we said?
The Set Sports Radio.
Sex Sports.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Hey, but we are back. It is Friday, and we like to play this little game called Likely or Unlikely.
Yes.
I'm ready. I'm suited up. Seatbelt on.
Suited up.
Ready.
All right. What happened, Nick?
For some reason, the music isn't working.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, no problem. All right, guys, so if you guys have never heard us play Likely or Unlikely before, pretty much I just have a few scenarios, and then I want to hear you guys' opinion on whether or not it's likely or unlikely that these scenarios are going to happen, and I want to hear why as well. All right, so you guys ready to rock?
I'm ready.
All right, Meyer, pick a number between 1 and 10.
Oh, man, I got messed up the last time on this. I'm going to go.
Wait, the last time I said 1 and 3, and you said 8.
Oh, that's so wrong. Let's go with, you said 1 and 10?
Yes.
8.
8. All right. Well, look at that. About Kevin Durant here.
Oh,
all right.
Okay,
Is it likely or unlikely that Kevin Durant will finish his career with Golden State?
Unlikely.
Unlikely. Why?
Because I think he wants to see how far he can go and how far his talent can go. And I think that he'll have mastered, probably get ring number 3.
Okay.
And I think he'll be open to maybe doing the LeBron. When you've got greatness like that, I think that you start feeling you can do more than just that.
Yeah.
I wonder if Nick feels the same way.
Nick, is it likely or unlikely that Kevin Durant will stay with Golden State the rest of his career?
Unlikely.
Why is that?
I see this season as Kevin Durant's last season in Golden State.
Oh, why is that?
He signed another 1-1. Now, that just keeps his options open, but he can opt out of that second year. And at some point, Kevin Durant continues to kind of do the whole, I want to prove myself, I want full credit. Well, then he's going to have to go somewhere else to get that full credit. And if he wins 3 titles in 3 years and likely 3 NBA Finals MVPs, it's going to be time for him to go. They've done everything that they can, and I'd be very interested to see where he goes next. Does he go to L.A. to play with LeBron?
Cleveland.
Does he go... The team to watch is the New York Knicks. New York is open. The Knicks are the last kind of great I think, opportunity for an NBA star, the last challenge in the NBA, one of them at least.
Because they're so terrible.
Because they're terrible, and Madison Square Garden is the whole church of basketball, though I think that's overrated. Everyone loves Madison Square Garden, whatever. The last time a meaningful game was played there was like 1980. But Durant and Kyrie Irving could go there. I'd be very interested, or Kyrie Irving or Jimmy Butler and Kevin Durant. Who knows?
Okay.
I'm in agreement. I'm right with you. I don't think he stays in Oakland.
Okay. All right, Nick, pick a number between 2 and 10.
2 and 10, 7.
7. All right. This is a question about The Rock.
Oh, great.
Is it likely or unlikely that Dwayne Johnson will ever win an Oscar?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oof.
Because you got to think, he's been predominantly acting since about 2004.
Yeah.
And his movies have gotten better, and then they've gotten worse, and they've gotten better.
Skyscraper sucked.
It sucked?
Sucked.
Really?
Skyscraper was terrible. First of all, they ripped off Die Hard.
Of course.
Okay?
Well, yeah.
It's not.
Oh,
that was stupid.
Nick,
okay?
you did hear that Bruce Willis said it wasn't a Christmas movie, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
All right, Bruce. Bruce, you handle acting in it, okay? Don't worry about it. It was Christmas in the movie. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so you say unlikely.
Unlikely because action movies don't win Oscars. Really, they don't. Dwayne Johnson's not going to get the best actor for an action movie. It just doesn't happen. So I don't see it happening.
So you think he should change the type of movies he's in?
Yeah, like if he ends up in a drama, which I just can't even imagine, but like, I don't know, an adult version of...
What about an Emmy? Because the Ballers TV show is pretty good.
Yeah, he could win an Emmy.
Okay.
He could definitely win an Emmy. I would see that happening. But an Oscar...
No.
I mean, Leo DiCaprio had to wait how long?
25
years. He had to do Revenant in order
to... He had to get assaulted by a CGI bear.
Yeah, a bear had to just kind of rip him apart in order for him to win an Oscar. So.
Myra? Likely or unlikely Dwayne Johnson will ever win an Oscar?
I think likely.
You think so?
I think so. I think that Dwayne Johnson, from when you look at what he started and where he's at, and he's considered a movie helper, I think that right now maybe the roles aren't what they need to be for him.
Yeah.
But I think that he is consistent, he's loved, and he is capable of doing anything.
Okay. All right, man, I'm going to pick another number. You can't pick 7 or 8.
8. I'm going to go with 2.
All right. Oh, I like this song. Is it likely or unlikely that the WWE Women's Pay-Per-View, Evolution, will be the highest viewed pay-per-view this year, besides WrestleMania?
Unlikely.
Why?
Because as much as I'd like it to be, I don't think we're there yet.
You don't think you're there
I think
yet?
if we were, the WWE never would have gone to Dubai because they would have been such a moneymaker.
Oh, by the way, they got about $40 million from Saudi Arabia for that.
Okay. Who, the women?
No, the WWE.
Yeah.
You got about $40 million from going to Saudi Arabia.
If I'm that valuable to you, you don't dump me for someone else.
But do you think that since they understand that, they're going to promote the hell out of this?
They don't understand that, Phil.
They
I told you this last week.
They get it. They just
do not
want money.
This is their way to calm down their fans like me who are upset and is not American.
Yeah. Nick, I understand you're not a fan, but do you see this as the WWE trying to say, okay, the women can do it, so we're going to push everything behind them right now to get them to be the most viewed pay-per-view this year?
No, I agree with Myra 100%, and I don't think it's going to be the most viewed pay-per-view, no.
Okay. All right. Nick, go ahead and pick another number. This will be our last one.
5?
You're good.
All right. Is it likely or unlikely that the Philadelphia Eagles repeat this year?
Oof. It's so hard to repeat.
I know. Unless you're the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, I would throw unlikely in there just because it's so hard to repeat, but the Eagles are going to be in there. But the NFC got a lot tougher. The Vikings picked up a better quarterback in Kirk Cousins. The Rams added to their defense. They're stacked top to bottom and added another wide receiver in Brandon Cooks. I'm going to say unlikely because the NFC got so much better. Everything had to go so right for the Eagles last season after they dealt with all of those injuries. Nick Foles played the way that he did.
Yeah.
Not to mention they could go through that entire gauntlet of the NFC and then run into the Patriots, the Steelers, the Jaguars, and still have to beat them. I'm going to say unlikely.
Myra.
I'm going to say unlikely for a different reason. I think that we're lucky we got them a championship, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to do that again.
Wow. You guys are a pessimistic bunch today. Every single one.
I'm just saying.
It's just life, Phil.
Every single one was unlikely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, the WWE thing, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about that. So that wasn't about the women's actual talent and ability to sell it. That was just on the fakeness of the WWE, as Kevin calls it, one more reason why Vince McMahon won't come on our show.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, it's been so much fun hanging out with you guys.
Thanks for playing.
Actually one of the highlights of my day is coming into the studio, leaving everything else outside of this glass door and having a good time. Hope you guys did too. You know, always follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all under the username Kevin Sutton Show. And hey, go ahead and send a little love to sister. Vote Uribe on Facebook or our Myra on Twitter or Instagram. This is the Kevin Sutton Show. Dr. Phil.
Peace.
And Nick. And me, the lady's point of view. We love you, and we'll see you Monday.